folks, today I'd like to take a casual peek into the Star Wars Saga Legends IG-88 action figure set by Hasbro. This set is number 2 in the Saga Legends line of Star Wars action figures and was first available in 2010. I remember purchasing this set in 2010, I believe it was in the spring, and I think I purchased it at Target and they were selling them for, I think it was $6 to $8, somewhere in that range. Taking a look at the droid bounty hunter here, you can see one of the iconic 6 bounty hunters from the Empire Strikes Back, and it's a pretty detailed figure. I'm not sure if this was re-released from a previous Star Wars subline. I'm going to venture to guess that it was. And this particular figure set comes with an array of weaponry, also parts for the Galactic Battle game, including the card, the die, and I believe a display base. And this set also includes secret weapons, which is pretty nice. Here we have the back of the package, and let me just darken that a little bit there. And we have a picture of IG-88 from Empire Strikes Back, and a description of IG-88, along with a photo of the figure there wielding his weapons, and also some shots for the Galactic Battle game there, including the card and some figures in action there. And here we have previews of other figures from the Saga Legends line. We have here SL-03 Zuckuss, SL-04 Greedo, SL-05 Jango Fett, and SL-06 Darth Vader. Now we'll be right back and have IG-88 out of the package. Okay, we're back and we have IG-88 out of the package. And as you can see, the droid does come with quite a few items, and we're going to go ahead and take a look at those items first. And we have here a pamphlet of other Star Wars items, basically advertising the other products and other sublines. And let's see, go ahead and fold this out. And you can see here vintage collection 3 3/4 figures here on the left, and a nice display of one of those figures being chased by some AT-ATs. And we have here some vehicle sets of the AT-AT, a Bespin Cloud Car, and Luke Skywalker's speeder, which is nice. On the other side, we have Clone Wars 3 3/4 inch figures. Got a couple here of General Grievous and Anakin Skywalker there. And yet another display using those Clone War figures. And here we have a combination of roleplay items and some electronic items. Basically an electronic lightsaber, excuse me, from General Grievous, a helmet Boba Fett, and a Hailfire droid there. Pretty nice items there. Next, let's go ahead and take a look at the extra weapons. A lot of the figures from the Saga Legends lines came with this arsenal of weapons as a pack-in. I believe the previous subline of Star Wars included something similar, but you basically get a random assortment of plastic weapon accessories, and we're going to go ahead and take a look at each of these. Let's go ahead and move this out of the way. And what we have here is a blaster rifle with a sling. And these are all cast in black, unpainted plastic. And we got this nice huge blaster here. And a nice blaster here. Blaster rifle, I think. And it looks like an assault blaster here. I don't know if that's a big long scope on top. That's pretty interesting there. And yet another blaster. Basically all blasters here. Pretty cool. And a blaster pistol there. Pretty interesting. So those are the accessory, weapon accessories. The next thing we'll take a look at is the Galactic Battle Game card for IG-88, and you can see at the top IG-88 in the center there, flanked by 2 other bounty hunters on there, so that's pretty nice. And below the picture are statistics for IG-88. These look like bonuses here that are added to whatever ability that's being used. I'm not familiar with the game. Never bothered to learn it, so I'm just guessing. But you have his or its statistics here for IG-88. Basically, force ability, battle skills, intelligence, mechanical skill, leadership, and luck on there, and his ratings for those there. On the other side are some instructions on how to play. There. Now I think the card is supposed to slip into the display base, and here's the display base with a nice Star Wars logo in raised lettering there, and you got a couple of posts or pegs you can place the figure on. And there's also a slot here where you can place the card, and you'll notice these notches on the slot area here, and I believe they're in different positions for different bases. Not all the bases are quite the same. They have various notches in different positions, I think really to highlight these bonuses. If you slip the card onto the base, you'll notice that the notches go right over a couple of the bonuses and mask out the others. So I think these notches are supposed to highlight the bonuses that the figure is standing on this base, and which is pretty interesting, especially if you have different notch positions. You can use different bases for different figures to give different bonuses, so that's pretty interesting. But nice sturdy plastic for this base. And another accessory here for the game is the die. It's basically a 6-sided die with the symbols that are here for each of the abilities. So I think when you roll the die, whatever ability shows up, you apply to the card. Again, I'm guessing on how that works since I don't play the game. But each of the figures from Saga Legends has one of these die for the game, so pretty nice. Now taking a look at IG-88, and I'm surprised by this figure. I've had this figure now for a little over 2 years, and finally got it out of the package. And my first impression before getting it out of the package was it was going to be a very limited figure in as far as articulation. I figured that most droids were, but once I got this guy out of the package, I was pleasantly surprised to find out the range of movement of this figure. It's very nice. Now, before we get into the articulation, let's go ahead and take a look at the figure itself. And what I really like about this figure is the detail. It's got loads of detail for a droid figure. You can see the sculpt everywhere, and it's very, very nice, very well sculpted. I mentioned earlier that I wasn't sure if this was previously released in a earlier Star Wars line. I'm willing to guess that it was, but the attention to detail for this figure is very nice. If it's an older figure, very well done for an earlier figure, but for this release, it looks very, very nice. You can see all the sculpting detail on the back and the legs. Very nice. And of course the familiar head dome area for IG-88, which is very, very cool. And this guy is very well armed for a droid. Well, he is a bounty hunter, originally assassin droid, so I guess that's understandable to have this guy heavily armed, but it's actually quite nice. He has this sling here going across his torso, which is a separate piece, softer plastic. Now I did not check if it's removable or detachable. I don't know if it is, but I don't ever plan to. I think this was something that was a part of IG-88, and I don't ever plan to remove it. But taking a look at some of the details on the sling here, you can see some sculpted items along the sling. Look, what looks like a pouch, couple maybe utilities on there, another pouch down here. It's very cool. I really like it. And then you got these little round things here on the two on the top here, one on the bottom, which is very cool. And also on the back of the sling is I guess a holster for the pistol, and also a little holder for this blade. And this blade is actually kind of neat because it was attached when in the package, but it's actually removable. You can take it off there, and if you want IG-88 to go melee, he has that capability with this. This is made of a softer plastic here, but it's very cool. I really like that. And also here on the back of the sling again is the holster with the pistol. Now I had a problem putting the pistol into the holster. It's just very tight, so I'm not sure which direction it's supposed to go into the holster there, whether it's supposed to go downwards or upwards. I put it that way. I figure IG-88 would reach over the top to grab the pistol there. But this pistol was in the packaging. It wasn't in the holster, but you can take a look at some of the details of the blaster pistol there. And this is different than the randomized weapons that you get. This one's actually painted. It's a very dark gray color, what looks like some slight metallic silver dry brushed on there. So pretty interesting and very neat. I like that. And one other weapon that was also included is this blaster rifle. Again, like the pistol, it has this very dark metal colored paint on here with some silver dry brushing to show some wear, which is pretty cool. On there you can see the muzzle here on the rifle there, the shoulder stock, the pistol grip, and even a sight on there. So that's kind of neat on this particular blaster. It's a little warped, just a tiny bit along the barrel there, but not too bad. It's made of softer plastic. And IG-88 can wield these accessories very well. You can see him placing the pistol and the blaster rifle in his hands on there, so he can wield them no problem whatsoever. And he does have a pretty unique hand design. Taking a look at it here, basically two prongs here on the side and a third one underneath, so which is kind of cool on here. Taking a look also at some more detail of IG-88, you can see he has this separate piece here, separate plastic piece that's supposed to be some sort of belt that's actually attached right here. It looks like it's glued into place or pegged into place. There you go, on his torso, upper torso there, right there. Very thin plastic that's been applied there, but it's kind of neat. It's loose otherwise. You can see I can move it around the torso there. And also kind of neat along the details of the leg, you can see some cables going around from the upper thigh to the lower thigh, and then you also have this cable here attached to the lower torso going down to the lower leg, which is really cool. It's a very soft, bendable plastic, and this part of the cable can detach. I don't know if that was intentional or not, but when I was twisting the leg, it popped out there. So, but it's not too bad. It's got a peg there, and you can just peg it into the hole, and either later glue it on or just leave it in there. So it's a really cool sculpt, very nicely done on here, and I really dig this particular bounty hunter. Now, articulation, I was very surprised by the amount of articulation points this figure has, and we're going to go ahead and start with the head. There's actually multiple points of articulation on the head, which is really cool. You got the top half here that can go, let me get the blade out of the way. The top half of the head that can go all the way around, as well as the bottom half of the head. So that's kind of cool. I thought maybe this dome here at the top would actually rotate around, but it looks like it's either pegged in or glued into place, so that's not possible. But the arms do go all the way around at the shoulder area, as well as rotate just below the shoulder, which is kind of neat. And the arms do bend at the elbows, both ways. I use a droid, so it's not like you have organic limitations to the joints there. And I believe this rotates at the elbow as well, but it's very tight on mine, and I don't want to risk breaking it. Besides, he has that rotation below the shoulder, so if I wanted to rotate the arm anyways, you can just do it that way. The hands, there are no articulation points on there. There is a rotation between the upper and lower torso. The joint is underneath the belt area, so you can actually rotate the torso all the way around, even with that belt there, which is nice. And the legs are joined at the hip with a swivel, or sort of a swivel joint. You can swivel the leg forward, down, and back. Now with the left leg here, the cable does pop out if you move it around too much, but you can always, like I said, pop it back in there. And the leg also does rotate at the top of the thigh area, the hip area, which is nice. And the knees do bend both directions, and there is a rotation on the knee as well. But you are limited due to the cables either here glued into the leg or pegged into the other leg here. The feet also rotate all the way around what you can call an ankle area, as well as slight up and down movement, just limited to the edges of the bottom of the leg there. So overall, it's a great figure. Its sculpt is excellent. The articulation is surprisingly a large amount, which is very cool, and even a decent range of movement on the articulation. Just a great looking figure. Oh, I forgot to mention, the paint also is very nice. There's a bronze colored type of wash on here to add wear to the figure. Look like to appear to have wear on the figure, which is very cool. I forgot to mention that. But a great figure, especially if you're collecting bounty hunters, like I'm a big fan of, especially the Iconic 6. And it's just a really, I think, a great figure to have. And it's just, if you can find it, I don't know if it's been re-released since its release in 2010, but if you can find one, I'd recommend picking one up. It's just a really nice figure. This is my casual peek into the Star Wars Saga Legends IG-88 action figure. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys next time.